Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Rob at Old Style Classics Baseball Cards, and we're gonna get back to doing um, some oddball cards from Topps. And I have a few other cards to show you that I ran across that should have been in some of those other videos, like the Hostess Topps cards that came on the box bottoms, and some other special cards that will go along with what I'm about to show you folks. So if you guys wouldn't mind sharing, liking, subscribing, doing all that kind of stuff, leaving messages. I was just checking before I started this video. I hit 129 subscribers, and it said one of them was like 6 seconds ago. So right when I was doing this, somebody else had just signed up. So thank you for all the people who've subscribed. So I think I got like 4 or 5 in the last couple days. So that would be I Hate Work 420 subscribed. Got a couple comments from Meta Signman commented about the Kellogg's cards, one full scoop, and I was like, yeah, they're great. That Kellogg's video. And also asked about if I had any regional basketball oddball cards, and I said no, but just a few. I've got some college basketball cards, like from the Lobos in New Mexico, the men's and women's team. I know Foot Locker did some. I showed one of those cards in that Kellogg's video. Taco Bell's done cards like that, but not a lot of basketball oddball stuff out there. I should go back in the 90s, you know, maybe like on Wheaties and stuff like that. My suggestion is just Google oddball basketball cards and see what you come up with, and then go to eBay and check out my cards. That's probably the best bet there. Kirk T, like the Roger Craig card out of that, I believe the Tampa Bay episode. That's a cool one, cool oddball cards, and thanks my sister, thank you for commenting. And then also Tom Harrison asked about where you can find the box bottom cards and magazine cards. And I suggest same thing, eBay, and check out my cards, probably the best way to go. But if you like to hunt cards down yourself and find them for your own self, antique malls, antique shops, find the place where they're selling cards, and usually you might find the baseball cards magazines and Tough Stuff and stuff like that over there. Usually don't see those at hobby shops. Also, you might find unopened boxes of like 80s, 90s era junk wax, basically, and those are the ones that have the box bottoms on it. So you could just buy a full box. You know, it's probably cheaper, you know, maybe $20-$30. You can buy a whole box, get all those cards, and have the box bottoms, but don't expect to be in great shape. Otherwise, sometimes card shops will have like the box bottoms and stuff, and it's usually like those non-mainstream card shops that aren't like top shops or hobby boxes. So check out that, collectible stores, toy stores and stuff like that that have some collectibles. I got my last box bottom with Dawson from a little card shop they have up there in Los Altos. So but you're not going to get in great shape, so probably same thing, eBay. Check out my cards. It's probably the way to go. Alright folks, so we're going to move on with some more oddball stuff, the Topps stuff that we're doing. And first and foremost, this card I don't believe I did show in my Hostess episode. So these are the cards that came, speaking of a box bottom, but this is an oddball from a food product and not baseball card. Oddball. That's Eddie Murray. And Topps did the cards for these Hostess sets, so I don't believe this one made it into the video because it was in a different location. Like I said, I have some oddballs scattered around because I picked stuff up, and they never made it into the oddball box because that was kind of buried. So there's Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, and this would be from 1979. So Eddie Clarence Murray. So Hostess, and that's pretty sweet. What's it say here? Hostess 1975. Yeah, it definitely did not cost that much. Oh, yeah, it's the right sticker, but I definitely didn't pay anything close to that. You know, but it is in great shape. That probably would be one that would grade, because for the most part it's showing the black border all the way around. This little corner here is the only one that's kind of close. But, you know, I don't know, is grading that card worth it? You know, this card probably really $3 or $4 card in that shape. You know, I don't know if somebody's suggesting that kind of price on it, but there's no way. Yeah, I would have never paid that for that. Maybe $3 or $4 is what I would have paid for this. So maybe that's what somebody who was selling these, like an estate or something, thought that there was worth, or something like that. I don't know, but definitely didn't pay that. But has the logos and everything and stats on the back, and it's a big set, so that's pretty cool. I mean, card 115, that's means they got at least that many cards in the set. Alright folks, so what am I going to move on to today? We're going to do more cereal cards. So here's the most recent cereal card I picked up, which is the Wheaties 1953, I believe, and that's Bob Lemon, Hall of Famer. So this is not the video I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you some of the other cereal box cards that I have. Not the actual box ones, but some baseball ones. But there's Bob Lemon. I have another episode I'll do some Wheaties stuff in, but it's going to be kind of a ragtag because I don't have a whole lot of Wheaties cards, if any, other than this one. But I do have some box collectibles, and maybe, I don't know if I have my Jordan posters here or not, but I might have a few Wheaties things. So nevertheless, we're going to do some cereal. Alright, so this is from Topps, and actually it's kind of a weirdo Topps oddball set from 1989. It's a little, the size is a little smaller, I think. Let me double check. Than your standard stuff. No, it's the same size. Okay, so they just kind of look that way. It's kind of one of the cheap oddballs that Topps did, but one that actually works. It looks really well. Everything about it I like. It looks oddball, so it's owning it, like I talked about before. It's owning that it's an oddball set, not trying to be something fancier. So I dig the logo, I dig the design, and I love the backs because these are the kind of backs I really enjoy. And this would be, once again, 1989 from Topps, Cap'n Crunch. So I used to get like 3 cards in one of those little cellophane wrappers in Cap'n Crunch. So, like, you know, in the past, these cereal companies will bounce around. They'll go with Topps, and then a couple of years later they might go with MSA or some other company. But this year they went with Topps. Now, the only thing that kind of lowers the highfalutenness of Topps as far as these cards go is because they don't have logos. So it's just the Major League Players Association logo there. And there we go. So it's a beautiful card set. I do not have the full set, and these cards, almost, I think every one of them except for 1 or 2 I got in person myself from buying that cereal. All the other ones, there's like 2 that I probably picked up at a card show, and then 1 special one that I'll get to. So just beautiful design. I like the Cap'n Crunch thing there. Kind of surprised they didn't put the captain anywhere on the card or on the back. That's Topps number 33, Jose Canseco. So no logos. So we're going to set this one aside because we got something neat to show you. And here's Kurt Gibson, number 23, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Superstar at the time, little off-center there, but not bad. And these were circulated, and you know I love circulated cards. Excuse Excuse me, I need a drink. 22 card set. So I'll release this video sometime later in the day, so the Andre Dawson video has some time to get some traction. So Kirk Gibson, and I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might move on to the Ralston Purina cereal cards or the cereal series. Problem with that is I can't find the cereal series set that I have. I picked that up in Albuquerque and I don't know where I put it. So I may have to do 2 videos for that, but they're all basically the same cards. So there we go with Mr. Kirk Gibson. Funny thing is, I didn't get any doubles buying this stuff. Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer, very well centered, very beautiful cards. Just semi-glossy is what they would call that, with the standard 80s back, cardboard back. That's why I like old style kind of cards, old fashioned, whether it's pre-war or even the 80s. That's what I prefer. I do like shiny cards and chrome and all that, but I don't know, this is just something I like because it's nostalgic to me. But I don't just live in the past. I do like opening modern cards. And I was watching, I think 4 Collectors or something the other day, one of those shows, and they were complaining about buying new cards is stupid, basically. And they don't understand, like, the whole numbered cards, and well, who cares if it's the same image as the base card, but then it's red instead of this white, and it's numbered to like 99 or something like that. Then what's the big deal? It's still basically the same card, and I get that. But my little back to that is, if you're taking all these old cards from the 50s and 60s and all that, and you're getting them slabbed, and ultimately what you're doing is you're creating a numbered system for those cards to be like, oh, well, I've got a 9 and you got a 7, so I win. And so basically what you're doing is the same thing that Topps is doing for you, and in a sense, if you understand what I'm saying. You know, you're taking cards that, okay, well, there's only one Ernie Banks card that year. No All-Stars, no Turn Back the Clocks or multiple player cards, just that one. And then you're saying, okay, well, who has the best one? Let's get on the registry. Let's send it to PSA, and, oh, well, mine's a 9. You know, mine's a 9, and, oh, that guy's got a 10, so he's got like the 101 because it's only a pop 1, and there's like a pop 200 of the 9s. And ultimately, that's kind of, in a sense, what it boils down to, I think. Alright, so there's Tony Gwynn, and that's my rant for the moment. Alright, Hall of Famer Cal Ripken. So they're cool looking cards. I mean, yeah, it's not great not having the logo, especially when you have the Topps logo on there. It's a little weird. But because it's owning the fact that it's an oddball food issue card, I'm fine with that. I like these ones. These are beautiful. And you think, oh, they just let this stuff die, didn't they? You know, they did it that one time, and then it's gone for good, right? Well, not really. We're going to get to that in a few minutes. All right, superstar at the time, Mr. Darryl Strawberry. Guess he was jersey number 18. That's card 7 of 22. So like I said, I do not have a complete set, as far as I know. But I got so many cards, who knows? Maybe I got some buried somewhere else. But I just want to show you guys all the different kind of oddball stuff. And the reason I'm doing this is because these are the cards I looked for growing up. These are the kind of cards I wanted to collect. I did flagship as well, but this is the kind of stuff that I was into, and so they still mean a lot to me, even if they're not really valuable. So there's my man Andre Dawson, 37 years ago, got plunked right here in the face. And how hard would it to be go up to bat before you were comfortable taking 95-mile-an-hour fastballs? You know, before you were comfortable batting again, if ever. So that could be a major mental block. Now, granted, he managed to hit another 26 home runs that year, but who knows? once again. So there's Andre Dawson. I'm going to set him aside as well. So obviously, like I was talking about yesterday in my bazooka video, hey people, go back and watch that bazooka video. It's really cool, oddball bazooka stuff. So got a little chip in here, so I'm gonna have to order another one of these. But see, this is like the 89, and like I was saying, like on some of those bazooka cards, if he wasn't in that 89 bazooka set, I was gonna go and buy this kind of stuff instead of the bazookas, because I wanted to get my guy more than I wanted to just get the bazooka set, because I'm not really a set builder. So anyways, there we go. Dale Murphy, he had a big 87 as well. Let's take a look. 44 home runs in 87, so I think he was runner-up in the National League for MVP behind Dawson. So, ton of home runs, but ton of strikeouts. Alright, Eric the Red, we talked about him in the Bazooka episode. Those are really cool cards. You guys should check out that video. So, Eric Davis, also known as Eric the Red, all over Oddball Cards at the time, because he was one of your superstars that you would be happy if you pulled his card. So there you go, Mr. Eric Davis. Jack Clark for the Padres. I don't know if he was on, well, we'll see on the back if he was on that team when Dawson got fiended. Nope. So he wasn't there. He was at the Cardinals that year, so that makes sense. So he was on the Cardinals when they won the World Series, right? Alright, so Jack Clark. Of course, Eddie Murray, and almost all the oddball sets, as you've seen, like with that Hostess card from '79. Here he is almost 10 years later, or it is 10 years later, still on oddball cards. Little stain there, so who knows what happened on that one. But there he is. He's a very consistent home run hitter. My only issue with Eddie Murray, look at all those years in the American League, and you know, consistent home runs there, but he got to be DH for a lot of that, I'm sure. You know, instead of being like, hey, we're not gonna send you out there into the field, let's just get you to bat tonight. So, great player, don't get me wrong. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but I wouldn't say the most athletic guy, but he's solid. I mean, you can tell how athletic a guy is by his triples there. You know, just a few every single year, and he was solid batting average and hitting guy. A lot of home runs, but I notch a lot of that up for American League advantage as a lefty too, because a lot of easy home run fields in American League for lefties. Mr. Will Clark, there you go, Giants fans. Will the Thrill Clark with his mustachio there. I don't know how they airbrushed that with that dent in there too. That's kind of funny. Now you could just hit the filter and filter those out if you had like Photoshop or something. So pretty early Will Clark there. Played in Phoenix when they still had a minor league team. Alright. And Hall of Famer Kirby Puckett. A little pretty off center there, but these cards are in just great shape, people. I could have swore I still had some of these in the wrappers, but I looked through my box again just now, and I don't. So if I do, I don't have them near me, unless they came in like a non-cellophane, like one of those paper ones. So maybe they do. Maybe I need to double check that. Alright, so Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer. Oh wait, the Twins won the World Series that year, didn't? No, yeah, Twins won it. So it couldn't have been the Cardinals. Maybe they played the Cardinals, I don't remember. Alright, so there's those cards, folks. And so just before we get to the big card that I wanted to show you guys, to go along with the Dawson, You know, I do have like the cereal series. This is 84, and this is the set that I'm looking for that I can't find that I want to show, and this is another Topps one. But the more impressive of the 84s, and one of my favorite cards growing up before the 87 Topps traded, this was always my favorite card. Prior to the 87 traded Andre Dawson, was the 84 Ralston Purina. So the Ralston Purina I like better than the cereal series. Just screams more oddball there with the Purina logo. I loved Andre Dawson way before he was ever a Cub. Just loved the way he batted and played. And then it's got that ghost image of the Ralston on the back there on that first annual collector's edition. And so these are some of the next cards that I'm going to be getting to, folks. Is some of the next cards will be these Topps, because ultimately I probably had like 10 or 12 or some of these 33 card set. I had never gotten any of these because I'd never seen the cereal series before more recent years, but I had about 10 of these that I had gotten as a kid out of cereal. And you can see down there it's like packages of Cookie Crisps, Donkey Kong, and other Ralston brands. And then we did show the MSA Ralston cards that came out in like 87 and then like 89 or 90. Well, I have one to show you anyways. So same exact card, but who knows, in parts of the country maybe they went without the Ralston logo or something. I don't know. It doesn't have the Topps logo here. They moved it over there. So there are subtle differences there. I like them both, but when you look at the back, I just prefer this back over this just Topps back. They're both beautiful cards, and so we'll be getting to showing you guys those cards here coming up. And so those were Expos cards in 84, and then I think these are 86. These General Mills little cards, little hand cut card that came in General Mills, but these are from Canada. So this is a Canadian. So I have a couple Canadian ones to show you guys. So this one kind of doesn't have a video place to live in, because don't really have General Mills stuff, because I don't think they really did a whole lot in America, but they did in Canada. So you can see it's got some French writing there, which by law they have to do in Canada. So there we go. We got, oh, I don't know if I showed the back. It's blank back, and it's odd size. It's kind of like that Pizza Hut card that I showed with Mike Piazza, but bigger. That's supposed to be pretty rare, I guess. It's hard to come across those. Alright, then we have that. This is another Ralston card, Ralston Purina, even though it doesn't say it anywhere on there, but trust me, they did come from Ralston. Yeah, it's an MSA, and that's an 89. So I really like those cards because they're really simple, they're really oddball, and it's MSA, so they can get away with looking a little cheaper than Topps. The next Canadian one, the only Andre Dawson that came from Post was a Canadian one, so you can see the French there. So recently showed this in the Post cereal sets that I did. Alright, and hold on a second, folks. Alright, folks, hey, thanks for hanging in there. So I'm glad I paused you for a minute. I was gone for about 2 minutes because I knew I had these. And so these are how those Cap'n Crunch cards came in the set and in the box of cereal. So there's Dwight Gooden, which we didn't see. And looks like you got 2 cards, I believe. Yep, so 2 cards, and they came in this little cellophane wrapper with a piece of gum. So of course I still never, I always try to keep a few unopened. So there's Roger Clemmons, as you can see. And that gum, of course, is all broken up over the years. So there's Roger Clemmons. And then Frank Viola, of course, World Series winning Twins. Frank Viola on the front, and another Darryl Strawberry on the back. So these would have been put in the boxes of cereal, and that's how you would have got these cards. So since we did that, I'm going to bring you back a little bit more. One more thing to show you people. So like I said, I think these are beautiful cards. They're a beautiful oddball set, even for not having logos. Done by Topps, which is usually a little strange to see them without logos on Topps. But I think they hit it out of the ballpark, pun intended, this year. And then you say, well, they never did these again, right? No. Cap'n Crunch, I guess they didn't stick with the continuing to do this, or maybe they did and I just don't know at this point in time. But this Jose Canseco card, you say, well, what's so important about this? It's just a 1989 oddball card number 1 of 22 serial card. Didn't they just let this stuff die? Well, not completely. They didn't completely let it die, because last year, look what I got. An Archive Signature Series. 24 of 32. So card 24 of 32. Archive Signature Series, Retired Players, 2023. So they even bought back, Topps even bought back some of these oddball cards. Look, mine probably would have been better to buy back. Seems a little better centered. And had Jose Canseco sign that card. And unless I came across like an Andre Dawson or something like that, the same buyback for Cap'n Crunch, there's no way I'm letting this card go. Unless I have the Cap'n Crunch Andre Dawson version of these Archive Signature Series, that one's staying in my collection because I'm an oddball collector, and that's absolutely epic to me. I love that. The only thing that makes me this as happy as that would be to get a Dawson or an Allen & Ginter or an Allen & Ginter Mini from Signature Series. And then maybe the top guys, you know what I'm saying? But that is just epic. A lot of people still love Jose Canseco. He's a great player. We all know the issues with Jose, but that's just epic. That's cool autograph, on-card autograph, that they had him redo and reissue this in 2023. So that's just super cool. I love oddball food issue stuff, so that is sweet. They've been doing cereal cards. This is somewhere in the middle. This is 1953, I believe, 52, 53, in that range. And they have cards for Wheaties back in the 30s, like cabinet cards and stuff like that. So it's just crazy. But the sad thing is, the last set of baseball was that I can remember probably in the early 2000s, and then since then they did those Olympic cards for Kellogg's, and then the MLS soccer cards for like Post and stuff like that. But as far as baseball cards go, when you see that stuff disappear is when it just became too expensive for these companies to do that stuff, and that's a shame that's happened, because baseball is steadily declining in popularity. I mean, it's still America's pastime, but steadily loses ground, even when football stumbles and basketball has its problems and all that. Hockey's kind of down right now, and soccer's kind of going up, but baseball just can't get out of their own way to allow stuff like this to happen affordably, even if it didn't have the logos, to allow kids and stuff like that to find interest in the hobby. I'm sure that people are always going to be you know, getting new fans and all that stuff. But this is the kind of stuff that hooked me as a kid. And here I am doing videos on YouTube 40 years later, you know, from when I started doing this kind of stuff, 40 some odd years later. And it's unfortunate that kids nowadays are walking around with $3,000 cards in Pelican cases, and I'm not saying that's bad, but you know, I'm sure that's few and far between. There's some kid whose dad or parents are letting him do that, and probably really the puppet master behind it. Um, but your average everyday kid, you know, sure, it's nice to get a pack of big league cards when you go to somebody's birthday party because they're $50 or the old opening day or something like that. But just the excitement of learning to go out and get cards like this way, it's just that's sad. Maybe I'm just old, too nostalgic, but that card is just as important to me as almost any other one that I have because it is an oddball. Alright everybody, so thanks for watching Old Style Classics baseball cards. Or another set of tops out of the way. Still got some big boys to go. Denny's, Mother's Cookies, the Ralston ones, and the cereal series, and Helmar. Then after that it would be random, just some card from something here and there, and then the vintage pre-war tobacco cards and stuff. So hey everybody, thanks for watching and have a good Sunday, and we'll see what we do for Sunday night. See you later. Bye.